Okay, hello and welcome to the video tour of the Exact Match Domain Database package brought to you by Domain Espionage. Just going to give a run through of what you get in the package. It's basically 3 scripts or 3 parts. Show you how it works and what you get. I think you're going to be pretty impressed for what you get for the price. So let's just hop right in. The main thing is the Exact Match Domain Database, which we're looking at here. This is what you get by clicking on the Exact Match Domains tab. And it's basically just a search engine for available exact match domains. So if you wanted to find exact match domains containing the keyword reviews that we have in our database, you just type that in, hit search. It's going to go out and it's going to grab those domains. Now what it's doing as it's loading is it's rechecking all these domains to make sure they're still available. As we don't update our entire database every day, we had to put something in place where we could at least check the domains on the fly to make sure you had the most recent data. And so that's what happens when your results are loaded. One thing to note is we use zone files to check domain availability. And basically what that means are zone files are huge text files of all the registered domains that have a DNS server attached to it. And basically all that means is if it's a hosted website, it's got an active website on it, or it's at a parked page, like when you register a domain at GoDaddy and you enter that domain, you're going to come up and you're going to see a page hosted at GoDaddy.com. So every website that has that attached to it is in the zone file. Now, not every domain that is registered is attached or included in the zone file. So there will be some inaccuracies using zone files or false positives. That's just a trade-off we had to make because you do a search, we bring back 1,000 results. We're actually checking 3,000 domains on the fly for the ComNet and org extensions, and so we had to trade off accuracy, speed, in that balance. So that's why we're using zone files. So you will find some domains that are marked available that just won't be available, but that's going to be a relatively small percentage. So with that in mind, you can see that here are results, all contain reviews. Here's the global search volume, local exact match search volume, cost per click, and then whether or not the ComNet org domain is available. And you scroll down and you can see all these have at least 1,000 searches a month. And all the domains are 3 words or less. I thought that was pretty important. We could have had a ton more, probably on the range of at least another 600,000 to 1,000,000 available exact match domains if we had really long domain names that are 4, 5, 6, 7 words long. But you know, a higher quality domain is going to be 2 or 3 words long, and so that's why we went with that number. So I think you're going to find a little better, higher quality results available here. And then you can filter by number of global searches and cost per click if you want to kind of drill down a little bit. So the next step is our daily domain database. Kind of the same premise. You can search by keyword, but we give you a lot more options. You can search by specific extensions, whether or not it contains a number or hyphen or adult. And that's another thing I wanted to go back and say about the Exact Match Domain Database. We don't have any domains with numbers in them either. We took those out. Hyphens and all that stuff, we took those out. So all that we're showing in this database are keyword domains 2 or 3 words long. So there's no numbers or hyphen junk like that. And then you can filter on all the metrics that we collect. But you don't have to input a keyword, which I think is really cool and gives kind of a better way to brainstorm ideas and see what's available. So if you want to see domains that were added in the last 7 days with a search volume of 1,000 or higher, you input that in, you just click search and leave the search box blank, and then we're going to go out and we're going to check the database, and there we go. And then you can browse through and look across all the domains and get all the different niches and things like that, words you might not have thought of. Just being able to return all the results without having to input a keyword, I thought would be really helpful in finding some good quality domains you might not have thought of. Metrics are obviously the domain, the keywords that we parse out of that, the number of words in the domain, the global exact match search volume, local exact match search volume, cost per click, number of search results, and then the number of AdWords ads on the first page of Google, date it was added. And so we update this every day. It's typically going to be updated probably around 8 or 9 by 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. Sometimes that will fluctuate, but regardless, by the end of the day, the data will be in there for you to take a look at. So that's the exact match daily domains database. And then finally, we have the suggest domains database. And this is really just kind of like a hybrid keyword research tool. One thing I've noticed is we've been building tools and building out keyword databases and scraping a lot of data is that a lot of the tools that have suggestions like Google Suggest or even eBay or YouTube that give you suggestions on the fly, a lot of those keywords, or at least a good number of them, aren't going to turn up in Google's keyword tool unless you really drill down or really go looking for them. So we thought of a way to generate even more possibilities would be to tap into all these big sites that use search suggestions as you type. And so we have it broken down into categories. We get search suggestions from Google, Yahoo, and Bing. From local Yellow Page sites, Super Pages, Yellow Pages, Yellowbook, Switchboard.com. So if you want to generate ideas for offline clients or things like that, this is a great way to do that. Then we grab from comparison shopping sites. This is a great way to, these sites return suggestions in a different way. While Google will return search suggestions, or the search engines will return search suggestions on all kinds of different things related to the keyword, whether it be informational or product or review oriented, whatever, the shopping sites tend to give you suggestions on product names. And so when you search on that and use them for suggestions, you're going to get some good ideas for product domain names. And then we have just online shopping from Amazon and Walmart. So as an example, we're going to pick local sites, and then we'll just put in Chicago. Now, because we have to query about 5 different sites and we drill deep, we don't just take the top level suggestions, we dig down pretty deep, and then as we get the results in, we double check domain availability, and then we pull in any kind of keyword data that we happen to have on suggestions. So it could take a good 45 seconds to a minute for some of these bigger searches. So that's why there'll be a delay, but it's just the scope of which we're grabbing all this data at once. It's just not going to be able to do it much faster than we're doing it right now. Okay, so we've got our results here, and you can see we have all these ideas that, or all these keywords from the local Yellow Pages sites with Chicago in it. And then you can see domain availability, and then for some of them we have search volume, some of them we don't, and here's the reason. We have about 53 million keywords that we've collected in the database, and so when we're getting our suggestions, we're checking our keyword database to see if we have it. Unfortunately, we don't have the data on every suggestion, so I guess you could kind of view that the search volume data is kind of a bonus. Because we just don't have all that data. I wish we did, but you can see for this search we have a lot of the keywords, but not all of them. And so the same premise works for all of them. If you wanted to search Google for the search engines for Chicago related terms, you just select search engines, or you could select a specific site, or Amazon, or whatever. So your options are pretty, you got a lot of options. You can pick specific sites or specific categories of sites and go from there. So that's it. That's the exact match domain database package. 3 parts: the exact match domain database, the daily domains database, and the suggest domain script. Hope that gives you a better idea of what you're going to get, and I hope you realize that we're giving this away insane value for an insane price. Talk to you later.